Welcome back, everybody. This is episode 10 in my playthrough as the nation of Austria on Hearts of Iron 4, the Great War mod. This is World War I. It is March of 1916. The Soviet Union has rebelled against the Russians, who are now no longer an empire, but rather a democratic republic. But the goal here, as we are continuing to be at war with that Russian Democratic Republic, is that we do just enough that we can push Russia into surrender against the Soviet Union. Now, it may look like the Soviet Union is actually losing this war, but I can assure you that's actually not the case, because they also control all of this, basically Siberia and a lot of the eastern and northern parts of the country. And while it may look not very promising, I don't think I have to take too many more victory points in order to turn the tide here. The only drawback to that, to Russia losing and the Soviet Union taking over, is I will have to give up all the territory that I've gained, and it'll push me back to the pre-war border somewhere around here. But it does free me up to turn my attention to France and the UK and the rest of the Western allies. So let's go ahead and dive in. I did a couple of things here since the end of the last episode. And one of those is that I pushed back the line of where our forces in the east are pushing, because most of them had arrived at the destination that I had given them, and they basically kind of stopped. So I want to push them further. If you zoom in here, you can kind of see, I don't want to zoom in that much, you can see where some of the victory points are on the map. Like right here, that's one worth 1. You can see some up here that are within that. 15 points there, 5 points there. 1 here, 3 there, and another 5 here, including a naval base. And that'll push me right to the edge of where the Soviets are. And if that's not enough, I can always push just a little bit further, and we can grab Bryansk, which is 10 points, Orel, which is another 10 points, Kursk, which is 5, another 10 here in Kharkov, and so on and so forth. A couple of cities right here that are good ones to grab as well. So those are all things we can do if need be to push this further. But I'm going to go ahead and do this. We are about to also complete the next national focus, which is going to give me another 100,000 in manpower, which is really helpful. And I believe if we get to 40% world tension, I will be able to make a change to my conscription laws, which will also gain me a bunch of manpower, and that'll be very helpful as well. So there's 100,000. That's going to disappear really fast because I just need those reinforcements more than anything. Working on early heavy tank 2, armored warfare, trench mortar, air squadron. So let's take a look here at the next national focus. So we can go to military harmonization, which is going to give me some boosts on research. Not a big priority right now, I don't think. I'm more concerned about things that are practical and that are really going to help me at the moment. Not sure where best to go with this, but let's go ahead and look at some of the things down on this end. We could go armament effort 3, but the problem is I don't have a lack of construction right now. I have a lack of manpower. Hopefully that'll be solved once world tension gets high enough. But in the meantime, I guess I'm going to focus a little bit on air, but maybe not. I'm a little torn here on how best to do this. All right, looks like this will give me another 10,000 manpower, but I'll lose some national unity. But unity is not a big issue for me right now because I'm doing pretty decent in the war itself. So about to win a couple more areas here. We'll start pushing back further on that side. What do we got here? We've got some air wings with no mission. All right, tactical bomber standing by. All right. Nope, there we go. Close air support. Thank you. Awesome. We also have some free dockyards, and I'm going to go ahead and get them working on something that doesn't cost any manpower, which is convoys. Always got, I actually completely maxed out on government points, so I really ought to be spending these if I can. Yeah, see, conscription, I want to get to some of these other ones. I need 60% for service by requirement, but I can go to extensive conscription if it gets 7% more in the world tension. We're just not quite there yet. So, all right, we'll go ahead and just spend some of these government points just so we can get some more. I'm actually still maxed out, so. Not really much I can do with any of these things, but... Alright, and I'm still maxed out at... No, that's Army Experience. That's why I was looking at the wrong thing. Here we go. Political power, 448. Still plenty, even after all that I just spent. And we do have some resource issues here at the moment. Oil and steel. I can trade with Germany for the steel. We're good everywhere else. Awesome. Okay. Once again, here comes another unsuccessful naval invasion. I'm building up that Adriatic wall there, so he's having a little trouble. Oh, wow. I'm actually starting to lose a battle over here. Don't have enough divisions involved, that's why. Oh, there we go. That's why. I had issued those new orders, but hadn't told them to start acting on the orders. That's why nobody was pushing forward. So there we go. Now they're pushing forward. We'll see this manpower number go down real fast. Let's go ahead and take a look at where things stand. Russia's now lost almost 1.4 million to my 420,000. That number was actually once even, both sides having lost about the same, but you see Germany there, 2.7 million deaths. I don't know how much manpower they have, but I can't imagine they're going to be able to continue to sustain that. So we really need to take the pressure off on the Eastern Front. Alright, so we'll see what happens here. Pushing on all fronts. You can see lots of green. That's what we like to see. Winning everywhere. That's what we like to see. Just keep moving that line forward. Russia, oh boy, what's going on here? Looks like we got a little pocket where I guess I just kind of overran that area and didn't bother taking that. So there's a 10 victory point objective there in Odessa. All right, so one of my allies has capitulated. There's no surprise there. They were down here. I'm surprised they lasted longer than the Ottomans did. So obviously I've lost all sense of a navy in the Adriatic. I'm not surprised by that. And I've also kind of slowed down on this attack. I'd really like to stop this attack altogether here. So I don't know what I need to do to pull that back, but I'd very much like to end that and just play defensively for now, because it's such a narrow place. It doesn't matter how many units I stack up. I can't break through there. All right, let's take a look and see. Russia is going to have to get down a little bit more. They're almost halfway to capitulation, but we'll see what it takes in order to push them into the Soviets taking over there. Obviously, you can see my manpower number continuing to tick down. But I really feel like it's not going to take too much more in order to win the war in the East. So if you're just new to my videos for Hearts of Iron, you'll notice there's no music playing. I do that on purpose when I'm recording videos. I just feel like when I'm watching other people do commentary playing through Hearts of Iron. While I absolutely love the soundtrack, I just find it's really distracting to me. So I turn the music off on most games that I play. But if you're playing this game, absolutely use the soundtrack. I love the music on Hearts of Iron, especially if you get some of the mods, like the mod that gets all of the music from the popular World War II movies like Pearl Harbor, the series Band of Brothers, Saving Private Ryan. Of course, this is World War I here, but this mod does allow you to go all the way through to World War II. So this is going to continue long after this war is over, which I hopefully it'll be sooner rather than later. And I'm very concerned if the Americans decide to get involved at some point. I don't know where things stand with them, whether that's even a possibility. I see Woodrow Wilson still in charge there. They do have elections coming up. Not sure what will happen in that, but Wilson was reelected historically and eventually led the nation into war because of Germany's unrestricted submarine warfare. Mostly, they were attacking any shipping in the Atlantic, whether it was civilian or otherwise. And part of the blame for that is on the Entente, who wasn't necessarily playing by the rules. They were often loading civilian shipping with military supplies. You had incidents like the Lusitania, which was sunk and killed hundreds of Americans. And a lot of that. Also, there was some issue with Germany trying to help Mexico onto their side. And the idea was to get Mexico fighting the Americans in North America so that America would not fight in Europe. All right, so we'll get another little boost in manpower there from that, but a drop in national unity. But you got to make those trade-offs sometimes. So we're back to national focus again. And let's take a look and see what else we have for us here. Fortify Russian borders. I don't see the need for that at this point. Fortify the Balkan borders. That's actually something that would be helpful. 98 days to do that one. So we got a little spot here where the Brits have landed. They gave up trying to land on my territory in the Adriatic Sea, and they've instead tried to open up a front in the rear here up in the Baltic states. So I'm hoping that Germany will deal with that since it's in their territory. Looks like they're shifting some units over that way to deal with that. But we're just going to keep pressing ahead here and try to shut down this Eastern Front once and for all. I'm hoping that'll happen sooner rather than later. Haven't captured really too much more in the way of victory points. Got to move a little further for that to happen. But I really feel like any time now that's going to end. Just keep on pressing ahead. I just love to see this green almost everywhere. And casualties have been kept mostly to a minimum. The last couple of months, I've only been losing maybe a couple of thousand men a week at most. So that's helpful. I really wish the UK and France were losing more men than they are. Same with Japan, only 200,000. Especially because they've got so many divisions. They've got more than just about anybody. Alright, so this trench mortar, that's going to give me a little bonus on breakthrough, which hopefully will help with some of the offensive actions that are happening. Let's see if there's anything I can do industry-wise. We're in 1916 now, so all of these are available to me without a hit for being ahead of time. Just got to decide where best to go with it. I think we'll go here, increase that production efficiency cap. Air Squadron, Air Doctrine's almost done. I still have air wings with no mission. Okay. There we go. Come on, let's finish these guys off. It can't be long now. I really am honestly surprised, having seen what happens normally in this situation, that I haven't pushed them far enough for defeat yet. It's got to be close. Alright, so there's Air Squadron. That's an air doctrine there. We'll go ahead and continue doing research on that. Those take a long time, but it's a worthwhile investment as air power is going to become more and more of a factor in this war as it goes along. So let's take a look here. World tension's up to 34% now. It's inching closer to that magic number of 40 that I need to really get a boost in manpower. You can see the Soviets are actually still winning quite well in that war. Enemy has air superiority in the Western Balkans. We need to change that. So, I got to get some more fighters down there. I've actually got enough manpower, so let's see here. Maybe I can move some of these guys here down to there. They don't have the range for that. Alright, we're going to get some of these scouts back down there and get them to help out. And again, range is kind of an issue. Why are they in Lower Austria anyway? We need to rebase them. There we go. Come on. Now they're getting where they need to be. We should be able to get air superiority back. All right, there's a lot happening here, so I'm going to pause for just a second. Got some resource issues we got to deal with. I need some more chromium. Oh, because I'm being cut off from Greece on the chromium. Alright, so let's trade from Spain then. If we can get it there. And we'll stop getting it from Greece. I gotta produce some more close air support. Alrighty. I think I'm already producing that stuff. Alright, where are we at here? Come on, let's push these guys out of this war. That's my goal in this episode, is to win the war in the East. So we'll see if we're able to make that happen here. Oh, they are driving up here. We gotta deal with this. What's going on back here? And I think that's what's kind of slowing things down a little bit. I'm going to create another force, get some of these units involved in that. Maybe shift a couple of the coastal defense, because I really don't think I need that many for this. So we'll give them a commander, and we will get them an order to garrison right where all this is happening and go deal with that. We can kind of close up that little leak in the back of my line there. I'm not sure how we got them to sneak through like that. Alright, we got a little hang up here. Every so often, I've noticed this happens as you get further along in this mod. It starts to slow down, kind of hang up for just a minute and stop simming, and then all of a sudden it'll kind of refresh. And I don't know if that's just because my computer's being overtaxed on resources, or if that's just something that happens normally on this mod. I'm not playing on a real high-end system. But it's decent, and it runs most games fairly well. But Hearts of Iron is definitely one that will really tax your system more than a lot of games once you get further and deeper into the game itself. can still move my cursor. Oh, that's why. We were getting hung up by the fact that the Soviets have won. The October Revolution is successful, and I suddenly have a bunch of units in the middle of Soviet territory because the war in the East is over. So, time to rethink everything here. We've got a lot of changes to make. Initially, I'm going to assign those forces over to the Balkan front. Got a lot of decisions to make about how best to go about this because my main issue remains the fact that I just can't punch through there. So what I really need is to attack through Romania. And it says that I have military access, but for some reason it doesn't appear to be allowing me to attack through there. And I don't know if maybe there's something I'm missing with that. See, I can send my forces down here into Romania, but I don't think I can attack through Romania. See, when I try to attack, it sends them down the other way. So, not sure what that's about. Maybe some of you watching can explain that to me, why that's the case. I'm really not sure what it is. In the meantime, we can kind of close off the Soviet front as no longer necessary. And of course, now Mongolia over here has joined the Entente, so the Soviet Union is going to have to deal with them. But the good news is, they're out of it. Not sure what we would have to do in order to get the Soviets on our side in this war, but it would be a fantastic addition to the Central Powers to have them. And it looks like they're going to allow me military access as well, so that's good news. And while we're at it, let's go ahead and improve relations with them. Vladimir Lenin, the Soviet Union, they are now the Comintern. So there's a new faction that's in the game. So we're out of manpower again. That's not a big deal, though. I just got to figure out a way to open up this front, because I could push through there and really do some good if I could just break through that initial line. That's where the problem is. World tension's still 34%. I don't know why they're only going to have 48 divisions available for that attack, but we'll go ahead and start trying to make that happen best I can. Alright, so I think I probably need to do one of these little reset deals here. See if it has all the divisions now. No, still 41 divisions. Again, not really sure what that's about. Maybe some of you who are more expert players than I can explain that one to me, why it's not going to assign all 108 divisions to that attack. But I'm still hoping that I'll have enough to push through there. In the meantime, lots of other things I need to take care of, like building some of these factories up. I'm actually going to, I think, focus for just a little while on... it doesn't look like I have any of those available that I can build. What I do need are some more air bases. I think that'll be helpful. Build up my air power in that area a little bit. I'll go ahead and build some more military factories in the hopes that world tension will be pressed high enough in order to have the manpower I need to end up winning this war in the end. And a few other things I need to do. I'm actually going to go ahead and wrap up right there because a lot has just happened, and I really want to think through where I go from here now that the war in the East is won, and I've got a lot of new options available with my 185 divisions that I currently have in my army. So I'm going to probably do one episode per day of this series. I'm going to have 3 series going simultaneously, one with my Ultimate General Civil War Confederate campaign that I'm playing through right now, one on this, and then the other one that I'm going to start working on again is I started a series playing as Israel in a modern day mod on Hearts of Iron 4, but after the most recent update that they did to the game, there was kind of a glitch in my save game where now Israel's territory is kind of all over the place. Like I have one territory in Greece, one in Korea somewhere. So I'm just going to basically delete those videos because they seem to be quite popular and a lot of people want me to continue that series, but I can't. So I'm going to start a new one of Israel. So I'll have those 3 going simultaneously. Once I complete one, then I'll start something new. But that way I've got a couple of different things going on and I don't overwhelm people with too many videos of one thing at a time. So that's the way I'm going to go with this. As always, I welcome your input. I do not claim to be an expert on this game. I'm just a guy that loves history. I love playing the games. And I'm learning along the way, and I'm learning a great deal from all of you who have been offering your input in different ways. So please keep that coming and help me to be a better player. And hopefully I'll let you have a little entertainment in the process. So thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow with another episode.